Hey friends, it's Aki Dears, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Otaku Monthly Favorites, where every month I introduce you guys to different anime, different manga, and different anime and otaku related things that I've been introduced to within that given month. Now you're going to have to forgive me here because this month has been filled with a lot of announcements for upcoming things, so we're going to be talking about some trailers, but that doesn't mean that I didn't dwell into ongoing manga and anime. But before I get into all of the different rants right now, we're going to kick this off with some good old manga. Let's cue that transition, please. So the manga that I'm going to be showing with you guys today is Spy Family. This is a series that a lot of people were talking about last year. I couldn't find the English version of it anywhere here in Japan, but I finally got the chance to read it. I was missing out. It was such a breath of fresh air. So Spy Family follows this top secret agent who has to go on a top secret mission that requires him to get a family as quick as possible because that is somehow supposed to help him infiltrate enemy territory. So he has to go adopt a child and get a wife. The child that he adopts from an orphanage is a little girl who happens to read minds, but she keeps it a secret, so the dad doesn't know. Codename Twilight has no idea that this little kid has superpowers, basically. So now is the time he has to go get a wife, who also happens to live the double life as an assassin. So now you've got this whole family, one that's a spy, one that's and one that can read minds, but they all have to keep it a secret with one another, and yet at the same time function as a normal family. You know, they're just living the American dream. I would say that the humor in this is like if the husband came home and said, "Lucy, I'm home," and then Lucy turns around with the tranquilizer and hits him while the kid is in the other room watching cartoons or something. And it's like if Mr. and Mrs. Smith was a slice of life anime. Now the books that I'm displaying in this video are the Japanese version. These are the physicals that Joey and I have here at home. He's been addicted to this series since he first picked it up at the local bookstore, which by the way was also giving away some limited edition postcards, which were pretty cool. I love how Japan just gives you these like little knickknacks if you just buy certain series. I got to read the digital version provided by Viz, who are the sponsor for this video. For anyone that's interested in reading this manga, volume 1 is out now, and you can read a free preview of it in the link in the description below. Yeah! Now even though this is a sponsored video, that doesn't take away from the fact of how I feel about the series. Now let's move on to another very popular story that has been very known on my channel, Killing Stalking. So there was a video that got shared on Twitter where it happened to be a trailer for Killing Stalking. Now, if you didn't know this before you start quaking, let me just explain that this is fan-made. This is fan-made by someone named Moss, and they are just doing it as a passion project, but I am all for it. I'm sure that all of us who are fans of Killing Stalking have been waiting for this to get animated. Hey guys, so I decided to look at Moss's Twitter, the creator for this adaptation, and I'm gonna look through some of their tweets and give my own insight to get a better idea of what we're looking at. But before I get into this, for those of you that don't know, Killing Stalking is a Korean webcomic, aka a manhwa created by Kugi. It is a psychological horror story. It goes over very sensitive topics such as abuse, manipulation, murder, and rape. I've made a whole series on my channel that you guys can check out later. I've read the entire story throughout and absolutely adore Killing Stalking. So when I was reading it, and like many of you, of course I've wanted this animated for a very long time. And I'm sure many of us imagined that if it got animated, it would stick to 2D style like Kugi's. So when I heard it was going to be 3D, I know that we kind of live in an age right now where people are like, 3D, what? But then I saw the concept art that Moss dropped and I was like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. So let me show you guys. We're going to start off with the first tweet here, which is kind of interesting. It says, "For those of you who are saying I'm going to whitewash the characters, I wouldn't dare. Here's a comparison of what I had a few months ago to now. They're still very early in production, but I'm closer to getting their eyes right. It's hard to get Kugi style across in 3D. You know, the word whitewashing and all of these other words, like I know that it is an issue in media. It has been in a couple of things, but come on guys, like I feel like especially on Twitter where there's so many people that are trying to go viral by causing issues and feeling very self-righteous, the word whitewashing is one of those words that it's so easy to throw and start drama and garner attention and point fingers at and say that this person is bad because this happened. It's one one of those words where it's so easy to go viral off of and to point fingers at Moss when this animation has barely even begun yet, and the first thing you point out is whitewashing. I don't see that when I look at this. The only thing I see is, holy shit, those eyes are really accurate. I look on the left and that's definitely Yunbum. I look at the right and that's definitely Songwoo. I'm just more shook of the fact, even though I don't see hair, I don't see the body, I don't see clothes, there are no scars or bruises, I can still identify those characters of who they are. And to be honest, I couldn't think of a more accurate 3D representation of Songwoo and Yunbum in the 2D animation than this. So I think that Moss is going in a really good direction, and right now their only main concern is getting the eyes right, which I don't know how much better than you can get than this, because I would have called it a day if I got anywhere near this. And getting Kugi's style seems to be their main concern, and including that is to make the characters look as accurate as possible. So pointing fingers and saying whitewashing and that they're doing it on purpose is like, come on guys, really? You're gonna try and point fingers for that now? Come on. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But going down here, they're still taking auditions, so we don't know who's going to get cast yet for audio or for the voice acting, so we're not even going to go into that until it's revealed further down the line. I hope we get actually more in the next one, especially that involves the characters, because it would be interesting to see what it'll be like once the hair is rendered, especially. Here it looks like that they have a donation page. This one I'm definitely going to have to censor. This is very NSFW, and it says the blowjob animation is on its way. They won't have hair yet for the final render, and the models are within progress, but I couldn't help myself. Even though this is censored, it's accurate, and I am wondering how far they are into animating into the story, considering that this scene is actually a little bit further in. That, or I think because it says I couldn't help myself, Moss just wanted to play around with this scene just for the sake of it, because they want to make sure they get it right. Here we have a little bit of a concept art of the hair. I can't really say much about it because, I mean, again, we're still very early in it. I think this is a screenshot. Oh, is that from the beginning? Like the details of the scrawniness on Yunbum, like I can see it in just the screenshot. I wonder if this is gonna be dubbed in Korean or in English. I don't know. We have the bus scene here. Wow. The detail. Oh my goodness, I'm like quaking over here. Songwoo's room. Here is the one from the manhwa, and here is the one that Moss made. Liking it so far. Oh, and we got a body. Yes, we have body. Yunbum's 5'5". Oh man, he's taller than me. And we've got Songwoo, who is 6 foot over here. I am just very impressed with how these turned out. Good job, Moss. Like once the hair is on and then we get like a few bruises and blood in there, I think we're ready to go, baby. Like, oh my goodness. Can't get over this. Like I've never imagined Killing Stalking would be 3D, but after looking at this, I couldn't be more hyped up. Other than that, I don't think we have too much to look at. It seems like it's a lot of retweets and a lot of like art from the official manhwa. So final thoughts on the Killing Stalking 3D adaptation. I'm excited. I think Moss is taking it in a unique but really good direction. Hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more in the future, and that the next teaser we get will show the characters. I'm not even like thinking about the voice acting right now, but I don't know if they plan to do the entire series or if they're just gonna focus on like one specific portion. But if you guys want to keep up with the progress, as you guys can see here on Twitter, they go by only1king_12. I'll leave it in the description below, but let me know your guys' thoughts on this. More power to Moss. I mean, it's a passion project that I'll be sticking around to watch. I gave them a follow, and hopefully you guys will too. The other announcement, can we just talk about Attack on Titan? Okay, look, this may be basic bitch to say, but Attack on Titan's such a good anime. Like, it has come so far, and it's one of those like overly hyped shows where you just did not think it was gonna end, and now the finale is coming. You know, with Avatar: The Last Airbender, it seemed like we were never gonna see the end of that damn series, and it just kept getting better and better and better, and it was just so good. It felt like it had to grow up with you, but all good things must end at some point. And when you see not only the Ozai fight, but you see Azula and Zuko fight, your nips just go metapod and just harden up, and it's like, oh my god. So dude, this is now becoming an Avatar review. I am going to stop myself before I continue with that. But going back into Attack on Titan, You know, it's given to Studio Mappa, which, you know, it's fine. Well, from what I'm seeing, it looks great. The trailer hit, right? I don't know if this is just me, but sometimes when I watch a trailer, it gets me hyped up so much that I will not watch it again. I feel like I've got like 1 or 2 added senses that I didn't know what to do with. I'm like, what is this? They made it to the damn ocean, and that was that. I don't know what to expect. I saw that trailer, and there was a lot of Reiner in there too, which was really weird. It's been a really great ride. I'm bittersweet that it's ending. More sweet than bitter. My expectations are way through the roof right now, people. There are no cheats. Mappa doesn't get any flexibility with me. They have a lot on their plate. The pressure is on. You either fail or you pass with this one. Other than that, what is something that has been going on? I did watch BNA. I'm a trigger junkie, and for any of my other trigger junkies that love, you know, Fully Cooley, if you love Promare, if you love Kill la Kill, you will love the aesthetic of BNA. That's pretty much as far as the positives go. The story, though, and I hate to put this out there, I know everyone's going to really hate that I'm adding to the barrage of comments that are doing this, but if you have already watched Beastars, and if you have already watched Zootopia, this story is going to be predictable as shit. So you've got the humans, and you've got like these beastmen, as they call them, and they don't get along, so the beastmen make their own utopia, which is called Anima City, and that is their sanctuary, and that's where they all get along, and humans are not allowed in there. You can kind of guess where this is going to start to unfold. So I still love Trigger and all that they do, but BNA I think is gonna probably go where Toilet Bound Hanako-kun went and collect dust, and I'll probably never pick it up again. So that's all of the anime, and no, wait. Kingdom Hearts, rumors have it that there's a series coming to Disney Plus. I will leave it at that because those are just rumors, but very credible sources have confirmed this, though Square Enix nor Disney has denied this, but they haven't confirmed it either. So from the looks of it, I think I have said everything I needed to say for this Otaku Monthly Favorites, but let me know in the comment section down below of what you guys thought, and subscribe to my channel for more anime and otaku related content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!